What's up, guys? Welcome back to Let's Play Quake 2, and we are about to finish up this what do you call it, unit in this video. So before we do that, we have to go through this level and basically strip it of all of its power cubes, because as Transformers will tell us, cubes are the best way to store power. But enough about that. We have to go through here and basically take out all these things from the various locations and the various machines that they're powering, which means getting back through this place is going to be a little bit more difficult. And it's kind of a tricky area to get to navigate, and it's one of the first places in the game where I get lost at quite a bit. But we should be able to handle it no problem. Now the first thing we got to do, I believe, is to get this door open here. I think that's what that switch does, yeah. And then in here, there's going to be a room with a crap ton of crates. And the only part about that guy up there is you can't really see him until he fires a shot because of how dark it is. So I'm just going to have to spam up there with the chain gun and hope that I hit him. And then there's all these guys up here. Now, one thing you'll notice about this version is, as I said before, it's just so hard to aim the machine gun. So I really will probably more so be using the chain gun at that range, even though it's going to scatter a little bit. There's an adrenaline up there, which I believe gives us a full 100 health. There we go. Oh, accidentally hit the left key on my D-pad and spoiled what the weapon is. I have binded to that, but we'll comment on that later. Over in this corner is where you're supposed to get the chain gun if you didn't get that secret before, but as soon as you pick it up, there'll be a berserker and a gunner that'll come out of there. And so we're going to ignore them. Anyway, we need to go and get the first power cube over here. That'll disable these lasers that will kill us instantly if we touch them, I believe, and that shuts off the power to this room. There's still some auxiliary lights in there that will play slightly lit, that apparently must use limited power. But so we can somewhat see what we're doing in that room even without the power on, but we probably don't want to go back through there, needless to say. So now we're going to head down here, and you'll notice a lot of these tracks where crates can move on these rails, and that's going to be put to use right now. We're going to send this crate through this door, and we're going to go through, I think we can go through the other door whenever it wants to move, and it's going to push that berserker into a wall, and the more comedic Doom-like gore explosion corpses that splatter everywhere. What I might actually do in this room is do a quad run and demonstrate the quad damage power-up and how effective that is and how much fun it is to use. Let's do this. See how many enemies we can kill with this thing. As I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. It does 4 times your normal damage, as you should expect from the name quad damage. I'm going to try to get through here as quickly as possible, getting this power cube so I can make use of this while it lasts. Quickly get this ladder to come up, get this other power cube. There's a specific enemy I want to kill with this, and hopefully I'll be able to get to him before it runs out. Nah, no luck, I guess. But it's there's a gunner, I believe, up here that I want to get to and kill with that quad. Yeah, here it is. I wanted to be able to kill him with it, but it took too long to get up here. But anyway, that was not the best demonstration of the quad damage, but at least you know how it works now. Although, like I said, if you've played any other Quake games, you already know how it works, so no sense of me talking so condescendingly. And we've run out of ammo in the chain gun, just as we're coming up on more enforcers, and something is hitting me from behind. It's you. And but that gives us more of an excuse to use the double-barrel shotgun. As much as we use this thing, we are never going to run out of ammo for this thing. But at least it caps out its maximum ammo at 200, like in Doom 3, where we can seem to hold an endless amount of shotgun shells. Now, we can't actually get up there behind that rail. That's actually what we're supposed to go down here for, I believe. Pretty sure there's no other way to get up there unless you can pull off some kind of fancy grenade jump or something. That's why I have to come down here, and well, first we got to get this. Maybe there's a power cube in here as well. No, maybe not. Let's see. I don't think that didn't turn on the elevator, but at least activated these things. We can just go ahead and ride these back up and get across the other side there. It seems like kind of a roundabout way of getting up here, but Whatever works. And this power cube is just kind of sitting here. It it's not connected to anything at all. It's just kind of sitting here like a normal power-up. Now, ideally, I'd like to have some machine gun ammo right here, but I don't. So we're gonna have to run in there with the shotgun. Now we've collected all the power cubes, so we can just leave. But because this level does loop around, I can just continue along the path, continuing to kill the enemies, and we'll get back to the beginning that way. We don't have to backtrack or anything like that. I guess that button did something. Surprisingly, I don't see any bullets in this room. I just see shotgun shells. Eventually, you'll get used to what the different ammo type pickups look like, and you'll know what is bullets and what's shotgun shells and what's grenades. The same goes for the different units of health. Another double barrel shotgun, that's nice. Like I said, I'm not sure what exactly it is that increases your maximum amount of ammo. It might be when you pick up another copy of that same weapon, but I'm not exactly sure. So now we've gotten all the power cubes, we can just sort of leave. Now, when I first played this, I was not really used to the non-linear structure of these levels, so I didn't know that backtracking was required, so this is one of the reasons why that level took me so long to figure out. Another loading screen here. I guess I can take this opportunity to give a couple shout-outs right now, because there are two other people in my YouTube community that are also doing Quake 2 LPs right now, and I also highly recommend you check out those. And I'll give you links in the description to their channels, but they're both for the PC. They're both doing PC LPs, and they're both also doing a really good job. But if you want to see how the PC version controls differently than this, their videos are a very good example of what I'm talking about. So if you don't understand what I mean by that, then just watch their videos. But here we go. We're going to head on to the next part of the level. We need to first get at least one power cube to turn on the power to the elevator so we can even access it in the first place. So that's the first use of the power cubes, but the other four are going to be used within the level itself, so we need to make sure we have all of them. No sense in even more backtracking. And the chain gun will max out its ammo at 300, I believe, unless there's some other way to increase it beyond that I don't know about. But and that's a pretty decent amount to where you can spam it for a few minutes and take out a huge chunk of enemies, and then it will run out of ammo, and you can quickly regenerate it after a short amount of time from pickups. But it's not like in Rage where the assault rifle can carry over 1,000 rounds. So I think the amount of ammo in this game is just about right now. Speaking of ammo, we can see it flashing over there, but that's about all we can see over here. It's very dark right here, so let's go and insert this power cube over here and turn the lights on. Now, that's actually a very good effect right there for 1997. Like, that's probably the best dynamic lighting games had back then, well, as far as FPS games go anyway. Like, that's some pretty good effects right there. And you know, FPS games, especially console ones, did not have dynamic lighting like that. I mean, this is a pretty good example of technology at the time. But again, at this point, PC FPS games were well beyond console ones at that point in time anyway. Not that they still aren't, but people just don't put as much effort into making good PC exclusive FPS games anymore, it seems. I'm not saying that without exception, I'm just saying majority speaking. And that's not because the PCs are not more powerful than consoles nowadays, because they still are. It's just, it's a more profitable market to market to the consoles. But I'm probably already just blabbing on to an argument you've already heard a million times. Oh boy, another parasite. Don't I just love these enemies? That's right, I'm gonna splatter your guts everywhere just like everybody else. There's actually going to be quite a few parasites coming up, which is why I find this area to be pretty tricky. We don't really have a lot of health out right now, so I'm kind of worried about this. That's why I have the chain gun out, and I'm ready to kill these two guys before they get too close, but we about ran out of ammo there, so time to switch to the other power weapon. Because like when you consider how impractical the blaster and the hand grenades are, the double barrel shotgun and the chain gun are really our only 2 weapons at this point, even though we technically have like 5 weapons. Anyway, power cube goes there. We're gonna get some pickups real quick and fight another completely helpless berserker. Actually, I might just leave him alone and move on. There's some health over here that I need. But now the elevator works, so. And I'm going to save before going across this conveyor belt because I'm really worried about this next part here. So when we go across this conveyor belt, there'll be a couple of gunners in here. Not gunners, enforcers. And if there's this many gunners in one room this early in the game, I'd be a bit worried, but later in the game we'll be seeing more of that. Now at that point we have to activate those 2 buttons at once to get the door to open and the elevator to come down. That freaking parasite right there is one of the most annoying enemies in this area, because he'll come and ambush you and he'll just take away all of your health and there's just nothing you can do. It's so unfair. But if we kill him quickly enough, we know he's going to be there, then we can handle it. But I hate the parasites so much that there's one down there that I'm going to have to fight that I really don't even feel like fighting. I'm just going to spam some grenades down there. Now, the grenades do not have nearly as significant a splash damage as they do in Half-Life, but we can hold a hell of a lot more than them. We can hold 50 of them right now, which is a lot more than the 10 that we can hold in Half-Life, but like I said, they're not nearly as good. We have to hit the enemies practically directly to do the max amount of damage. But they do explode on contact, which is nice. But like I said, these grenades will have a use later. Right now, they're not really that good. But if we have the time and the space to actually fire them, then they can be good for dealing a large amount of damage to a single target, I suppose. But anyway, we activated that power cube, and so these random fork things on chains are going to start circling around here. These Strogg buildings just make no sense whatsoever. And so we're going to get up here, and there's going to be a gunner right here that I definitely want to take out. These enemies in this room can just be pretty nasty. In combination, anyway. Push that button, it's going to raise up this crate, which has another crate inside of it. It's Crateception. And that crate is an exploding crate, so it'll blow up the door. And why our grenade itself couldn't just blow up the door, why we had to have that plot-convenient crate there, I have no idea. But anyway, it progresses the level, so we've just about used up all the power cubes here. We're almost to the end of the level. So a few more enemies to take out. And then we have this random, it looks like just a random circular room. We push the button and it has a random spiraling staircase that gradually moves down beneath it. Some of it is already assembled. That's that one top section there that's retracted for whatever reason. More of these enforcers. The only real way to judge when the enforcer is going to fire is when he stops moving. So as long as they're like darting back and forth like that, I can kind of say you're safe, but not really. Oh, another frickin' parasite! Go and heal up from that. Should have gone back and picked up those bullets, but whatever. I'm not sure if I talked about this enemy yet. I think I did, and I think I talked about this enemy. But there's a tank in this room, and instead of having the enemies, instead of having like the light tank and the heavy tank like in Quake 4, we just have this one, and then there's like just a better version of it later. But it's still technically the same enemy. The frags and the chain gun are both really good against him, but he had his back turned for long enough to where I could just gun him down with the chain gun with no problem. I really didn't want to waste time ducking in and out of cover or using the frags anyway. Depending on how and when I say frag in this LP, it might be considered redundant, considering that the id Software games invented the term frag as kill in multiplayer. So if I were to say I killed him with a frag, I would literally be saying I killed him with a kill or I fragged him with a frag. But enough about that. There's some guys over here which I'm trying desperately to kill with the chain gun despite how much it's scattering, and then I think we can actually get across there without activating this button right here if we have the run on, which I have it set to always run in this game, much like in Half-Life. just because I don't like how slow you go otherwise. I mean, it's worse in Half-Life, but even in this game, I don't like how slow you go. There is some stuff down there, but ideally you want to just get across on these platforms. There's another freaking parasite down here first that I gotta blow away. And like I said, we technically don't need those if you're using the run, because we can get enough jump momentum to just get across there like that. We don't even need to activate those. And then one more thing down here before we exit the level. I don't think we'll need those things, because I think we have some stuff at the beginning of the level. But anyway, that's the end of this, whatchamacallit, unit. I keep forgetting that name for some reason.